Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Daily Market Report brought to you by Mike Bjork. Today is Tuesday, and it's June 12th. And just got one bit of economic news release scheduled for today, and it's the NFIB Small Business Index. This is the index that's created by small businesses as to where they feel where the economy is going, where things are at. Back in these are from May's numbers. So back in April, they had a 94.5. And basically it came in about the same. So it's just a slight tick downwards, but we'll see how that plays out next month. See if it continues going down or if it's just kind of a glitch, remains in a kind of a sideways pattern where things are at. But really not much change on the small business on where they feel the economy is moving at this time. So now we're going to jump over the headline news. And the stock market's up right now. Dow is up about 100 points already so far this morning. But one of the things that came up there that would have brought it down was, and brought it down earlier, was the Spanish and Italian bonds soared up. There was apparently a plan that the EU was going to lend money to the Spanish banks to help create some liquidity over there, and apparently that didn't go through. And of course, a lot of the investors in Europe didn't like that, so of course, that raised the risk for the Spanish and Italian bonds because Italy's been having some struggling as well. So the costs have went up quite a bit. Spanish bonds actually went up at an all-time high as well. So not a good sign over there. So typically that would kind of help bring the market down a bit. But some of the things that came out more domestically was on Wall Street. You're seeing a Chicago Fed president who's not a voting member on the Fed meeting committee yet, but he mentioned that the Fed will back moves to spur rapid jobs growth. He's been kind of favoring anything to kind of get things kind of going along. So he's been kind of playing along. And then here's what's kind of making up the market right now. Kind of investors are kind of speculating that global bankers or central banks will provide moves to stimulate the global economy. So they think that they're feeling a little bit optimistic that the central banks around the world are going to go ahead and kind of step in and kind of do something to create some stimulate the economies that will kind of affect globally here. So right now it's just speculation. And we'll jump over to the bond market, see what's going on over here. As you can see, we have a big drop in where the levels of the bond market, but as you can see that I wrote there's a bond rollover, which represents about a drop of about 26.73. What that means is that basically they're taking up last month's bonds, they're closing them up, and they're starting fresh with the new month's bonds. And so there's no change in pricing. It's just that they'll dip a bit. So basically, if you see the red line just above the candlestick here, like right here, that's about the level where we should be. So pricing should be based right around there. So we did have a slight dip versus where we left off yesterday, but it wouldn't make a huge difference from where we were. As we saw, we had a nice little rally in the day yesterday and had a nice price improvement. So we should be up right around the 105. 05 or 6 range. So we should be a decent range right there. And so we're not way down to the 104. So, but what that will do is, as we saw, we had a couple of those opening gaps and kind of keeping this side. Actually, it's kind of just keeping us into a sideways pattern. We haven't, as I mentioned before, I thought maybe it might dip down to here at one point to close this gap up, which we haven't closed yet. But right now it looks like we're just kind of semi-teetering in this pattern here. This kind of like this. It looks like it's, as you can see here, the ceiling here, and we got this floor here, and we're just kind of going this sideways in this pattern here, where rates are kind of just remaining kind of relatively steady path right here. So, all right, folks, you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And again, stop by Mike's Daily Market Report. Subscribe.